Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So I got a request a couple of weeks ago to do a video revolving around group work and working in groups, and I think that's actually a perfect video for me to make because I'm currently in a master's program and all we do is group work, and it's actually driving me up a wall. Not because of my hearing and hearing loss, it's genuinely because I just can't stand working in groups, especially with like academics wise, because I feel like I'm always the one doing all of the work and nobody else puts any effort into it. I was just on a group meeting for one of my projects and a really cool thing happened that one of my group members pointed out as something that's super accessible for me to use, so I wanted to talk about it and also just give my 2 cents and my advice on how to work in a group when you have hearing loss. So let's just get started. First of all, the most important thing that I wanted to tell you guys in this video, I actually just discovered it, is if you have an iPhone and you are using group FaceTime or even just FaceTiming one person, like one-on-one, there is actually a live caption setting, and I didn't find that out until a couple of days ago. All you have to do is go into your settings and go down to FaceTime, and then there's going to be an option that says live captions, and you just toggle that on. Let me see if I can find it. Do you see where it says live captions? You're just going to toggle that on, and then when you are on a FaceTime call, it doesn't matter if it's a group FaceTime call or a singular FaceTime call, you will see the live captions pop up, and it is absolutely amazing, life-saving, so good. They're pretty accurate, and so I would say that if you really struggle with knowing what people are saying, especially in group settings, because I feel like when there's a good idea or even a bad idea, like people are just chatting over each other and it is just so annoying and so frustrating. So definitely if you have an iPhone, utilize it. I know that I think Zoom and Teams might also have a live caption setting. They're definitely fairly new to me, so check out whatever format that you use to meet in groups if it is virtual. See if they have a live caption setting, because that has been really helpful. In the short time that I have used it has been really helpful. So that's my first tip for working in a group. There are a lot of advantages working in a group. You get to expose yourself to several ideas that you probably would not know or have if you weren't working in a group, so it can be beneficial, but there are things to do to make sure that your time is easier, because I feel like working in a group sometimes, like, my brain is depleted of all of its energy because I'm just trying to figure out what people are saying the whole time, and it's just tiring. So number one, I would say work with people that you know and are good at working with groups. If you have worked with them before, you're not always going to have this luxury, but if you can, I highly recommend it, because that'll have some sort of comfort for you when you're working in a group. Also, tell everybody right off the bat, hey, I wear hearing aids, I wear cochlears, please talk extra loud and slow and look at me when you're talking if you're meeting in person. I find that most of the time people just want to get their work done and get it done well, so if they know that looking at you directly, speaking louder, slowly actually help, they'll do it because they just want to get their project done. Another thing that really helps in a group is I always tell my group, can we please make an effort not to talk over each other, to go one at a time. That's a really good practice just in life and not being rude in general, but especially with hearing loss, I really just can't pay attention when people are all talking over each other, so I really ask my group to make it a habit to please not talk over each other. Another thing that I find myself doing all the time, this is just personal to me and you don't have to do this, but something that I think actually helps me, is I automatically assume the leadership role in my group, because number one, I just want to know everything that's going on, and if I assume that leadership position, I'm the one that's handing out responsibilities, keeping things in order, and just like knowing what's going on generally. So that's why I do make myself the leader when I can, and also I just feel like that way I really know what's going on. So if I miss something in a conversation, I'm going to find out anyways, because if any of my group members need anything or don't really know what's going on, they'll come to me for it. So I think that me like kind of inserting myself in that leadership position has really helped me know what's going on as far as hearing loss goes. I think that there is an added pressure when you're doing group work with a hearing loss because you don't want to let anybody down. You don't want to be that one group member that doesn't really know what's going on, that doesn't contribute. So I think as long as you are trying and you're interacting with everybody the way that you would interact with anyone else, it's really gonna help you. And it might be hard at first, but just being open, the same thing I say about everything, as long as you just let people know that you are hearing impaired, you have a hearing loss, they will help you. And it's good if you're in a group with more than one person to just like have that one buddy that you ask when you don't know what's going on. So if everyone's talking in a group and you don't know what's going on, you can turn to that one person and be like, hey, what just happened? So I always try to look for that one buddy that will help me, and that always works. I think group work has a lot to do with adapting. You will adapt and you will learn what works for you. You just have to do it a couple of times. And I've only really done like group work when I was like the leader. And when I was the leader, I made sure that our group meetings were in really quiet rooms so I could like hear things. I really tried to control the environment. If you have a presentation, I would like practice that before. So just make sure that you're in control as many of the variables that you can for group work, and that'll just really help you feel super confident. So if you're struggling with a group, or you know that you have to work in a group, do not fear. It's gonna be okay. I think that you learn more and more with every group that you are in, and I have not had a ton of groups that aren't like super academic, or that I wasn't like the president of an organization or something like that. I was on the executive board of my sorority and we did some group things, but I was like always kind of in charge. So I'm curious to see how this group work is gonna translate if I have to do something at work or at like another job, like professional things where I'm not gonna start off at the top and I don't have control over my environment. But I will update you guys if that happens. That was it for this video. I hope you learned something. I hope that you know enough to be confident in your ability to work in a group, because I am confident that you can do it. Alright, leave down below what you want to see next, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.